Welcome to the AnyVerse podcast, a podcast where the members of the AnyVerse Minecraft series get together and talk about their week in their personal AnyVerse world.
Hi, I'm Fizz, and I go by Fizzbolts or Fizzbolt online.
Hi, I'm Ohtacaro, and that's my channel too.
Hi, I'm PB from PbPlaysMinecraft.
Hello, I'm Torfi. I'm Torfi74 on my world.
Very cool. And today I want to ask you guys, what have you been up to in your series?
Well, I just started it today, actually, and hopped on and did a little bit of stuff, but I haven't done too much yet, but I'm planning on things.
Very cool. I like it. I know I started up I think Monday or Tuesday I started up, and I probably shouldn't have. I wasn't terribly sober, but it was a lot of fun. I ran away from the village we all spawned in. I was like, I don't want those guys to die. So I ran straight ahead and I hit a small little one deep lake in the middle of the Rue Forest. And I was like, all right, this is my home now at nighttime. None of you are going to kill me. I'm going to dig straight down. And with my wooden pick, because I started with a bonus chest, by the way. I always start with the bonus chest. I'm so over starting a world punching trees. So I'm just like, we'll see what the world gives me. And I had a wooden pick in my chest, so I started digging down. And I'm like, all right, sweet, I'm about to get some stone. I'm so glad. I had some like coal, like right away, and I'm like, thanks. This is gonna be really useful. But like, I'm still with wooden pick. I'm like underwater trying to find any stone, and it's just a large swath of coal. And then I went down and I just did a little bit of, I found like a huge cave right next to where I was. I started digging for a strip mine, and then I saw a bat at nighttime, and I'm like, I could do this or I could go to that cave. So I went straight to that cave, and it's huge. I still haven't explored it all to this point. I started doing a little bit of strip mining because it went all the way down to like the 20s. And I found a lot of nice things, and I missed a lot of nice things when I was running for my life through it the first time. And then I think I found a place I want to build. I'm pretty excited about it. Decided I'm gonna build. I know what you're gonna say, but hear me out. I decided I'm going to build in the Birch Hills right there because I think it looks really sweet. There's some nice big hills. There's a structure nearby that I really like. Not to spoil you if you haven't seen it yet, there is a nice structure nearby that you can see in my episode. And I think it has a lot of potential, and it's not in extreme hills, and that's what makes me happy. So that's pretty much, I think, all that's going to go in the episode for this upcoming week. So I'm pretty excited about it.
That structure sounds very interesting. I think I need to explore just a bit more because I didn't do much. I just went around the entire village and made those guys safe. So we kind of did like the complete opposite with that village.
I was just like, I was out of there. I spawned in, I'm like, oh, that's so cool. Please give me your stuff. Now let me leave you to your lives. And then I explored. I did a lot of exploration. It's my favorite thing to do when I get a new world. So I pretty much know most of the things in a 2000 by 2000 radius around spawn. And that's about all I'm going to explore for the next probably like 5 episodes. I'm like, I'm good. I found my home. I'm now going to be there forever.
So I also had a plan on going into that birch forest. It looks really sweet, by the way. Just saying. But I started off myself by just, running into the first building, finding a chest. It was a blacksmith, I think. And that was pretty fun. Finding myself some gear, right away. It was pretty cool. Then ran away from that place and saw that birch forest. It's pretty much where I ended.
I also did some exploring this whole week, like underground a lot. And also, my first day was spent trying to keep villagers from dying. So I saved a whole city for myself. Might need them later.
Yeah. That's pretty much why I just ran straight away. I was like, I want you guys. There was, I think, 2 librarians, and I was like, I like you. You have a great trade cartographer, even though you're dead to me otherwise. And I was just out. It's I really like the seed. There's a lot of it's almost like very small biomes, I think. I don't know how much you guys have seen, even in just immediate spawn, but I feel like it's a lot of small biomes right next to each other, and it's very interesting to see. Maybe it's because I've played in large biomes for so long that now seeing default size is just so weird. I don't know if you guys felt that way.
I know I did because I've been playing in large biomes, and it was neat to see you turn one way, it's like spruce, and another way is birch, and then there's all these mountains with snow. It's just like there's a lot of really close stuff here, and then the plains that the village is in, and it's a lot better than having to just run through endless deserts to try and find something else. So I really like it.
I didn't think it was small at all. Those birch forests are huge. They're everywhere too.
So much shade to the birch, man. They're just trying to live their best lives out there.
To be fair, the extreme hills was pretty big too.
I think the birch are great, especially if you like would change the texture of the leaves, not to have them green, just like, yellow birch leaves. That would be really cool. Golden forest, awesome.
Did you end up doing that? Did you end up changing your texture pack to it?
I discussed doing just that. I might do that in the next episode, just changing it.
They look really cool. I really like them. I don't know if I'd go for it personally, but I'd love to see how it would look in comparison to how mine would look in the future, especially if that's someplace you're going to build some stuff.
Well, I've been debating. I've got 3 texture packs I'm checking out, and that's one of my questions for the community later, which one they want me to use.
I mean, which ones do you want to use? I'm curious.
I have the Germs texture pack, which is what one of our friends, Sausage, is using. I also have the Conquest texture pack, which is amazing. It's just beautiful. And then I have the one that the new upgraded Minecraft texture pack, which, I like that a lot too.
I extracted the textures from the latest snapshot, 18W50A, I think it was. Used those textures since they are not out yet. And then I'm adding my own texture upon that. So upgraded plus my own.
I like it. I'm using, I'm just using whatever Japa puts out, or I guess technically Minecraft. Minecraft puts out Japa's new textures. And I'm using, the only, I guess, extra thing I'm doing is I have variant grass textures, just because, man, that default grass just drives me insane. Just seeing the same just height of grass go on for a very long time, no variation, just same thing. It was just driving me insane. So I've been using that for a couple of months now, I think, and I'm really into it. How about you, Fizz? Are you doing any texture funny business?
I'm mostly using the Faithful for 113, but I do have a pack that will make spiders look super cute, and another one that turns all of the meat food into pizzas.
Oh, that's phenomenal. I love that. And not just that's, I guess, a thing so you might not know this, Fizz, but every series I do, I end up finding a cave spider spawner. And not just one, it's usually 3 or more in one spot. And I feel almost obligated that I have to make a cave spider farm. And it always happens in my first run of mining in an area. Now, I haven't mined under the birch hills yet, but I've yet to find an abandoned mine shaft. So, starting off AnyVerse not having any cave spiders near me.
I'm kind of hoping to find one because abandoned mine shafts are my favorite thing. I'm very strange like that, but I love to explore an abandoned mine shaft.
Oh, they're so cool. I love it when there's just several of them kind of intersecting, so it just becomes this one mega abandoned mine shaft.
So just be careful when you walk underground. There's a lot of caves everywhere.
I agree. I went down that one cave next to the Rue Forest, and like I said, I still haven't finished. I chose one path and I stuck to that path because I didn't want to get lost. And then by the time I finished mining out, because I mine in a very weird way when I quote unquote strip mine, I choose like the level I want to be at, and I find an ore patch, and I dig 2 blocks away from any of the ores, and usually on all 6 sides, and usually when you do that, you find another patch of ores and then another one, and you just sort of like dig out an entire cavern. Also a great way to get cobblestone if you really, really hate mining for cobblestone, or you are a huge fan of silk touch like I am. And so I was down there, and that's just, I beelined to a nice place, and I was like, I have no more food, so I will stand here and I will mine for the next hour and a half. Also, I ran over that birch forest, and all I heard were mob noises, and I was like, yikes.
That is a lot of mining. Did you happen to find any diamonds when you were mining, though?
I did. Actually, it was really funny because I stopped right next to, I think it was redstone. And I was like, I'm like at 2016. These are in the ground. I'll start digging here. And so I started digging just in the middle of this cave tunnel. And I did that, and I just kept mining down and down and down. What I didn't notice is that there was a hole right next to where I started mining, which is why I chose there, because I'm like, mobs can't get me from here. Haha, screw you, mobs. I didn't notice that I placed a torch like 3 blocks away from 2 exposed diamonds. And I didn't notice until I had already found diamonds after like 2 hours of mining like this. So much redstone, by the way, so much redstone I have now. And I only found 1 patch of diamonds. And then I came out like, phew, now I have to find my way out because I don't have any food anymore. And I turned around, I'm like, did I go this way or this way? And I see that diamond patch, and I'm like, oh, PB, why are you like this? Not like this.
That's pretty great.
Did anybody else do any fun mining during their eps?
I haven't gone off mining yet, but I plan to soon. So just started with the village stuff for now.
Well, I was just about to go mining, but right before this sort of recording, I suppose, I couldn't get to it. So,
do you want to talk about what happened?
Sure. Okay. So, day after New Year's, right? We set off in this world, and I thought I was recording in the correct world. Turns out I wasn't. Mistakes were made.
Well, at least you didn't play in that world too long.
I mean, I was in that world for at least 16 hours total, so that was pretty good. Fought a bunch of creepers, a few phantoms, a few endermen, a few skeletons. It was pretty fun. It was a blast.
Did you say 16 hours?
I mean, I was bored the first day. I had to do something, right? I wanted to do a pretty good episode, so yeah, 16 hours.
Snap, I thought you were only in it for like 20. That's the impression I got when you told me about it. Now I feel really bad that happened to you.
No worries. It's great. At least I had a good practice run.
That's true, I guess. A good story to tell now, I guess. Any worlds will forever live in infamy.
Yeah, that's right. Any world, not AnyVerse.
Anybody else have any snafus recording this episode or this first episode?
I didn't have any snafus, but I do have to say that I have not strip mined yet, and I've played for about 6 hours, and I've already found diamonds. So, just a heads up, you don't need to go mining to get diamonds. I wasn't even in a cave when I found my.
Oh, I've also found chest diamonds. They were later. I went mining before I did that. Because I was like, I should probably get resources, I guess. It's Minecraft.
Well, I was looking for certain things in the world, and I found them, and I'm very happy about that. I just got to find out if that's what the community wants me to be. If they want me to be there, or they want me to be somewhere else. I have several different plans in mind, and pretty much where they say to go, that's where I'm going to go build.
Is that going to be in your first episode?
Just the exploring part will be in the first episode. The rest of it will be, based on comments probably.
Oh, okay. Very cool. Very cool. Have any of you guys decided where you want to build?
I'm still in the exploration phase of the world, I guess. I've been running around for maybe 30 minutes so far. So not really. We'll see. Pretty far away from that village, though. That's all that I know.
Do you have any ideas, Fizzbolt, or are you also on the I have to explore more train?
I do want to take a look around at like just all the different biomes that are nearby there, because spruce forest stuff is probably my favorite biome. But if there's like a neat area that looks like something could fit there very well, I might go for that. But I also still don't even know what kind of base I would want to build. I've been like debating this in my head. Haven't settled on anything yet, but it might take a while to get to that point.
I like it. I like it. So I guess that segues pretty well to the next part. So we sort of want to use this podcast, or at least this episode, to be kind of a time capsule of sorts, in which we talk about what we think we want this series to be, what we want to see at the end of this series, and however long it goes. And one of the things I guess we could start on is, what kind of building styles do you guys want to try out this series? If you guys want to experiment with anything, or if you just want to stick with your, old trusty.
Okay, so I haven't really, created my own. I haven't found my own, I should say, my own build style as of yet. I've been playing for many years, but I've more been in the technical part of the community, I suppose. So I would like to experiment and try to find my own style throughout this playthrough.
Is there any direction you generally go towards, a little bit more medieval or a little bit more modern or futuristic?
I think I am more in the mixture of both, like 1500 medieval sort of style, so 11th to 15th century somewhat.
I like it. How about you, Torfi?
That's why I'm going to be asking the community for input, because based on where they put me, that's going to determine the build style that I use. But I'm also actually truly trying to expand my horizon, because I have mostly built in like a medieval style, and I don't have the luxury usually. And this is my very first single player world. I mean, I've done like little worlds where you do like creative builds, but nothing like this in a survival aspect.
Do you think you're gonna do more than one? Like, is there? Do you want to? Are you just gonna stick with one sort of build style the entire series, or do you think you're gonna do one build style and then, depending on where your next location is going to be or project is going to be, you're gonna do a different style there?
Yeah, I think that's how it's gonna morph into something like more of a collage of different styles. I actually would really like to start getting my landscaping and park atmosphere styles built up a little bit better, because I don't have that yet. And plus, also any kind of interiors for buildings, because I've always had to rely on others to do it for me.
And are you gonna? What would you define your sort of build style, or the build styles you want to aspire to go towards this series?
I actually take a lot of reference from like architecture from history, so that's where I'd like to stay, just because I really truly enjoy what has come in the past. I'd like to stay that way. I don't know. It just depends. I mean, with the the aquatic update, I really wouldn't mind going underwater and doing something under there, but I haven't done that yet.
Very cool. Sort of like any time period, any place, sort of historical building, or is it more of a medieval sort of style in European medieval?
I actually like Greek and Roman history, and also any medieval, pretty much. Yeah, I'm down for it.
I like it. How about you, Fizz? What are you looking forward to doing this series?
I was thinking of going like a futuristic type of thing, or uh, like an ant farm in a weird way, like all underground things, but it looks like it's above ground. So just, I was thinking castle stuff and medieval, but then I've been debating this other stuff with domes and futuristic type deal. So I might go that route. Still need to figure things out. So yeah.
Oh, I love that. I generally, I feel myself goes more towards modern futuristic in the way I tend to build. I've never been very much build a house with an A-frame sort of roof or stuff like that. I've always wanted to do other things. I think you saw it a little bit if anybody watched my season 1 of STBN on the STBN server. That was sort of more the direction I tend to lean towards, and the game has really gone that direction when it comes to blocks they've added. Like, concrete is like the best thing that's been added to the game for me. So I'm really looking forward to doing a more futuristic deal, and also bring back like one of my personal long-term projects that sort of meshes with my building style that I really want to do in the series, now that I know it's going to be a long-term thing, is I want to bring back building those large mechs, very large robots and stuff like that. I really love Pacific Rim and stuff like that, and I'd love to bring that back into this series. So I'm really looking forward to doing various kinds of large robot body type things in this series.
It would be really cool to see you like do those mechs again. It was a couple of years ago since that season on that server, and I don't think you ever finished it. I think you only started it, right?
Yeah, it was just so many blocks, so many blocks I had to collect for that. I went to your rock store so many times. I cleaned you out so many times just because I didn't have enough stone to build it. But hopefully, with all the things they've added in the game and my own knowledge and time sinks, I'll be able to get on a cool level when it comes to building mechs.
Looking forward to see it. That's all I say.
Yeah, that would be really cool to see. I've never seen someone build something like that.
I'm pretty excited about it. Well, that's one of my personal long-term projects that I want to do, that I want to see at the end of the series. I want to see like a bunch of different variations of mechs. I don't know exactly how I want to lay them out yet. I don't know if I want them to be like in Pacific Rim, where they're all fully built and they're just there in their own little cubby holes ready to be used, or if I want it to be sort of like the building process, or like after the fact, like a future world where they have fallen and some of them are like pristine and some of them are decrepit. How about you guys? Do you guys have any long-term projects sort of that you guys want to work on this series?
I do want to come up with my own style of farms, because some of the older farms have been broken, and with new recent releases and stuff, I'd like to come up with something unique. I've been watching so many people come up with, really cool ideas. I just want to do something of my own. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, at least I'll try.
I like it. I like that attitude. I also want to do some redstone-y stuff. And hopefully with the mechs, I'll be able to get a little bit of more inspiration out of them. How about you, Fizz? Do you have anything that you want to achieve long-term?
I haven't really thought of anything long-term. I've thought about something goofy that's kind of long-term, because I want to take like the entire year to do it. But to try and get like a entire double chest full of like, every single thing that you could get in the game, besides like shulker shells, because that's just crazy. But things like that, just to have all these different supplies and have them ready for anything I ever wanted to make. It's like a weird long-term because of the fact it's going to take for a long time, but just a goofy goal.
I like that. That's pretty cool. I really, really like that.
I probably will go for a double chest full of shulker shells. That's pretty much what I do all seasons.
You'll probably get that in like the first week.
Maybe not the first week, but maybe the second week.
That would be a lot of shulkers, that's for sure.
Well, yeah.
I was going to ask, you don't have it already? Gee, you're slacking.
I've only been in the world for like 30 minutes. Give me a break.
Too long. How about you, Ota? Do you have any long-term projects you want to work on?
Yeah, I guess there are a few things that I would like to try out. Been playing the game for many years, but I've never really built farms, nor have I built, structures. So my long-term goal would be to try to connect, I guess, more things into one large base and do it more like a Rube Goldberg machine, sort of, where entities can choose if they want to be my dinner or not and stuff like that. I think that would be really interesting.
I like that idea. I can't wait to see how you do it, because I know there's a lot of things that could or could not be close to each other in the world right now that I think will serve a lot of potential that you could definitely use. So I'm excited to see where you decide to like finally set your roots and how you make it all work.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what that place would look like. I really need to go around a lot more, explore a lot more, and find that location. And that might be in a week, that might be in a month, who knows? But that is my plan, that is my long-term goal. And on the way there, I'll just keep collecting shulker shells, I suppose.
I love that. So I guess the last thing, we've talked a lot about what we want to do in the world. Is there anything you want to do outside the world? Like, do you want to change sort of how you edit your videos? If there's anything you want to add into your videos that you haven't before, just due to time or various other reasons? I know I want to do more flyby, like, on servers, you can have a second camera account just going and like showing all these cool vantage points of a build or an area. I've never really had that, so I'm pretty excited to do that in single player now.
How are you doing that in single player? Just asking.
I definitely am just going into spectator mode and doing it myself. I set everything to 0. I set the random tick speed to 0, and I put the do daylight cycle on false. So everything just stops in the world, and I could just go around and do that. If other things like the replay mod were updated, I'd probably do it that way. It'd be much easier to do it that way. But as of now, I don't think that mod is updated. So I just have to hoof it the old way with a good old F8, F1, and fly around.
As a fairly new person to video editing, there's a few things I've done. I'd like to do more time lapses, just because I think they're kind of cool. I also not screw them up by making them go too fast, like I did on a couple of them.
Always room for growth, and perfect time to do so, right, on this series. How about you, Fizz or Ota?
I kind of want to change up how I do some of my recordings, because lately it's been like, oh, just build the thing, okay, I'm done. And I kind of want to spend more time recording and changing when I record and how long I do so it's like more progress happens in each episode, instead of just like, oh, this was built, okay, bye, see you next time. It's like, oh, we did all this, and now we're gonna do all this. And I'm not really descriptive, but just do more each time that I record.
Yeah, like take them on the journey, kind of.
Yeah, like talk more about what's driving what I'm building, my vision for it. And with this being like, I want it to be like a solid base that I branch off of and have everything together and stuff. So I think that would work out better in having a different kind of recording style.
I'm on that track too. I've been when I record, I usually just record in 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and then I stop, like episode start to finish, pretty much. But it would be much better to, I guess, record for a couple days and get more progress done throughout the video and have a more production value sort of video to upload. I think that would be a little bit better, at least on my part.
Yeah, a little bit more fun to watch, in your opinion. I like it. I also am leaning more that way. I sort of have done it in the past, but I think I have a better idea of how I want to do it now. I think before I was just like walking in the dark blind, and now I have an idea of how I want to do it, how I can do it, and a better way of going up. One of my big goals, I guess, is I want to edit as I go. I want to record a clip. I want to throw it in my editing software and see where the direction of the episode is going, what the narrative could be as I go, instead of just trying to find it out of like 3 hours of footage, just all separated on different days, So I'm looking forward to kind of doing that kind of stuff.
I want to actually start building more on camera instead of off, because when I create something, I usually do it in a creative world. I don't know. I think I want to do something a little more organic this time.
You mean like instead of going into a creative world and create the thing before you actually build it in survival, you want to do it in survival.
Yeah, trial and error. It's a little bit better this way, I think. Then everybody can see where I failed and where my thought process is going.
I like that. I mean, you can also just take them into creative with you, sort of like BOO used to do, and just show like the progress of, this is what I thought of, this is how it came out, and this is what I'm going to try to do. And now that I know what not to do, that's also an option. Actually, just a ton of options. That's a great thing about editing in single player, right? You get to go on your own time. You don't have to worry about other people spoiling your things, and you could just go as you go. Edit as long as you need to or want to.
I mean, you can spoil your own things, sort of, right? Say that you're working on something huge, you don't want to reveal it just yet. And a couple months later, you're done with it and you reveal it. But by accident in episode 4 or something, you would reveal something that you weren't meant to. I guess it's on your table.
I mean, those are Easter eggs that the viewers could be like, oh, I remember that from episode 4. Haha. If only I had guessed it back then, and I could have been really smart in episode 25.
Sneaky previews, whatever.
Oh, that's amazing. I love it. But yeah, it sounds like we all have some great things that we want to aspire to have in this series. I'm looking forward to seeing all of them. And really, since we're in episode 1, I really am looking forward to seeing where you end up settling down and what you start building first. Can't wait to hear about it in the next few episodes. And I hope everyone else is excited to listen in on us as we talk about it, as we go towards saying goodbye. Fizz, if you want to start taking us out.
Sure. Thanks to everyone for watching, and you can find me, Fizzbolt, on YouTube on Fizzbolt or on Twitch and Twitter under Fizzbolts, so multiple bolts there.
Yeah, thank you all for watching. You probably can find me under Ohtacaro on both YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch as well. I also have an Instagram where I will post some sneaky previews.
I'm PB, and you can find my episodes on YouTube at PbPlaysMinecraft and on Twitch at twitch.tv/PbPlaysInside. And for the AnyVerse on Twitter at PbPlaysMinecraft, without the T because it wouldn't fit, but you can still type it in and you'll probably find me.
And I'm Torfi, and you can find me on YouTube. I don't have a fancy name yet because I haven't been there long enough, but eventually. Just look up Torfi74 on YouTube, you'll find me. I don't have any others. Well, I do have a Twitter, but it's not linked to the same name, so we'll see. Maybe I'll get it fixed eventually.
All right, cool. Thank you all for listening in on today's episode of the AnyVerse podcast. Use hashtag AnyVerseMC in your tweets about the series if you want us to see them, and follow everyone on this amazing podcast and in this series. And we'll be back next week on Wednesday for another recap of our week in the AnyVerse.